Hey everyone, Melissa here, and welcome to my video on how I make my salads. So this is part of a 5-day salad challenge that we're doing, but of course it's just also here on Facebook and YouTube for anyone to just see exactly how I eat, because I get asked that all the time. So I'm gonna just kind of put the camera down here. You may not fully see my face, but I wanted to make sure you guys could see my kitchen counter while we do this. So I'm making my salad for the day. So what I used to do is this bowl that I'm going to be using used to be enough for one salad. Okay, so this is like a serving bowl. Like literally you're going to a picnic and you're taking this for everybody. And this is my bowl for my salads for me. All right, so the thing is, what I used to be able to do is fill this up and eat it completely on my own as just my one salad. My stomach has shrunk, okay? I can't eat as much as I used to. So this container will hold enough salad for 2 meals. So each day of this 5-day, I'm going to be filling this boy up, and that will be enough for 2 salads. Now this should roughly make almost 2 pounds, I would assume, because when I measure my salads in my black bowls, I can fill those twice from this, and they usually weigh a pound. Let's kind of do a little check here. All right, so the container itself weighs 7 ounces, okay? So we'll test it at the end as long as I remember to do so. So I wanted to just show everyone exactly how I make it, because a lot of the times I'll post a picture of my salads, whether I put it on my fan page, I put it in one of the groups, and I get asked all the time, what's the recipe? Now, for me, it's the oddest question, and I know for others, they're probably like, well, what's the big deal? What's the recipe? It's a salad, okay? I don't have a recipe for a salad. I just throw things together. The point of this video is just to show how I throw things together, about how much of it I use and everything like that. So that way it just takes the wonder out of what's Melissa doing. So this will show all of that. So I'm making my salad for you. Now, first, when I'm making my salad, and I have 2 different tubs because I might not have enough left in this guy, but I start with spring mix, mixed greens. This one is from Aldi. It's organic. It's baby spinach, baby chard, and baby green kale. So I might mix in some of the just Wegmans organic spring mix. Aldi's recently raised their prices on their big tub, so now Wegmans is actually cheaper. So I usually start, and this is starting to go grody, so I'm glad I'm using it up today. So what I usually do is I dump it out either on my counter, on my cutting board over there, and I do try to make it smaller, so I just grab a handful. So again, this is why there's no recipe. I don't measure. I'm not saying I'm using 2 cups of this and 1 of that and this and that. I just do whatever the heck I feel like. So I like to try to just chop it up smaller. It's just easier to eat. And yeah, I'm definitely going to want some more greens in here. Some of these are just grody. I'm throwing that one out. Blech. All right, fresh one. So glad I have the fresh one, because that one was kind of getting close to not being the best shape. I think it's fine for finishing it up. Okay, so brand new, and I'm not going to deal with trying to find the edge of that, so I'm just going to grab and go. Again, I'm just grabbing handfuls, okay? I don't measure. This one is washed and ready to eat. So, yeah, so I don't need comments saying, ew, you're not washing your greens. So, yeah, I don't, okay? I don't wash my vegetables when I get them. Sorry, if you don't like it, you're not eating it, so, chill out. You can wash yours if you so choose. I've never washed my greens. Sorry. Unless, of course, I get them from the farmer's market. I tend to wash them because they're, like, just picked that morning and not already cleaned. All right, so that is probably good. And sometimes I'll even just add more greens when I'm making my second one, but probably filled it about halfway with the greens. And then I usually add some other greens. So I love getting this one. This one was marked down because it was close to the Best By date. But this is a kale slaw from Walmart. So again, I don't measure. I just kind of grab handfuls of it. And this has got kale, a little bit of broccoli slaw, some carrots, and it's got red cabbage in it. So again, I'm just adding handfuls of it till I think it looks fine. Then I usually add more carrots. So I buy the matchstick carrots. Easy. Again, handful, okay? I'm not really measuring. I just kind of start tossing it in till I like the way it looks. Sometimes I even cut these matchsticks down so they're smaller, but I just add carrots to it, okay? So I do that. I've got, this is obviously not a complete tomato. I know it looks really weird. It's a heirloom tomato that I bought last week. I sliced into one of these little, had like 3 little like kind of tomatoes that merged, and I sliced into one last night for a mini salad that I had with my carrot dog. So I'm just going to use the rest of that. Typically I will use about 1 small tomato in a salad. I don't want to get that little end dude, but I want to try to get as much of that off. All right, so again, I don't measure. I'm just like, okay, I'll use 1 tomato. I'll use 2 tomatoes, 1.5. I like to get the big guys at the farmer's markets especially. So like the tomato that I'll be eating the rest of the week looks like this. So that's just some of the lettuce sticking to it. So I like to get big guys. I'm the only one in the house that really eats them. So this will be me for my salads for the rest of the week. If it lasts the whole week, I might have to, I do have other ones, and I have some of these little baby ones too. So here's what I do next. I chop up a tomato. I tend to add anywhere from 10 to 20 different things to my salads. The more you add, the more flavorful it is, the more you're going to enjoy it, and the less you're going to be like, oh, my salad is boring. So, you know, salads shouldn't be just a little bag of garden salad mix with 1 tomato in it and that's it. You know, I add lots of different things to it. And so, yeah, I'm adding some of these yellow guys from this container. This was also from Aldi. It was just a medley of little guys. These ones are kind of a pain in the butt to chop, but I do tend to cut them in half and either cut in half again, or if it's a big guy, I do into thirds. But I'm trying to go a little quicker here because we are recording. And at the same time, it'll kind of show you how much time I actually spend chopping and making one of my salads. The only thing I pre-prepped was obviously bringing things out of the fridge, and I pre-prepped the stuff that I microwaved. So one of the things I do add to my salads, and I guess we might as well just use that next, is some frozen stuff. It's so easy to go ahead and buy some frozen veggies that you can add to it. So this is just a pish posh of frozen veggies that I microwave to thaw out a little bit, okay? So I've got broccoli in here, just a bag of organic frozen broccoli, again, from Aldi's. There are peas and carrots in here, a bag of peas and carrots. I have a bag of peppers and onions. Normally I get just the peppers, but it's very onion heavy. So I'm kind of like picking the peppers out so it's not crazy heavy on the onions, because I'm going to be adding some red onions to this too. But I'm just kind of ripping the broccoli up and tossing it in here. And I have, I had some leftover frozen mushrooms. Those are really handy if you don't want to have to cook. I do prefer to cook my mushrooms before eating them, as many of the doctors recommend to do. You don't have to. I have a few raw I'm going to put in here. Guess what? I've been eating them raw my whole life. I haven't died yet. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and put a few raw in here. But I had just a tiny bit left over of these cooked ones. I get them at either Whole Foods or Wegmans. And the other item that's in here at the bottom is frozen, edamame. So I've got peas, carrots, there's green peppers, there's red peppers, there's the broccoli, there's some of the mushrooms, and there's edamame in here. And there's like, from microwaving it, there's like liquid at the bottom of the bowl. So I'm just trying to not get so much water into my salad. So we'll do that. So that's already a lot of different stuff. It's so easy to just grab and nuke some of the frozen. I'm going to stick that aside. And yep, I'm going to add some of the fresh ones. Now, here's another little trick. I know some people don't like to use microwaves, blah, blah. I use my microwave. Again, hasn't killed me yet. But if you like to cook mushrooms and eat them cooked and you want to put them in your salad and you feel like you just don't have the time to water saute them, you can actually microwave them. I put sometimes like 2 or 3 of them in the microwave for about 30 seconds and it cooks it just enough where you can then slice it up and put it in here and it's a cooked mushroom. So you can do that. Most of the time I cook them. I just didn't feel like doing that this morning. It's kind of too early for that. So again, you can see it's getting bigger. All right. I'm going to add cucumber next, not the whole thing. I do kind of sort of peel mine a little bit just because of taste. I don't do anything super fancy, and these peels will be going in my little compost pile, so I'm kind of just sticking them to the side. I like them cut small, so I go like this and make like little squares out of them, because again, when you do it that way, it's like you get more food on that fork for more flavor per bite. You know, it's kind of like, you know, chop it super small so you can enjoy a lot of it and just be like, pow, pow. There is one other thing I'm going to grab out of my fridge that I didn't grab. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. I'm going to put fresh corn in here. I bought one of these little corn kernel thingy bobbers and I was testing it out. So that is an ear of corn in here that I did yesterday. I probably won't put I could put the whole thing in there if I want to. Let's go for it. There you go. Whole thing's in there. I'm going to be getting a lot more of that. All right, let's see. I've got most everything in there. I'm going to be putting some regular red onion in there. Now, if you watched on my Facebook page, I shared that Tuesday tip last week about the avocado, like my earrings. But I shared that little picture about how an avocado that was already 3 days old can stay in with red onions and not go bad. I still have that avocado because I'm wearing Avocadoholic, I'm wearing the avocado earrings, but I really don't go crazy with eating too much avocado. I'm just taking the sticker off it. So for an avocado that is now almost 10 days old, that's the shape it's in. So it's not perfect, but for 10 days old and just sitting inside of red onion, you can see how long it really can last. I mean, it's starting to get brown a little bit. And if I put, like I said, I'm not going to go super crazy. I just don't go too nuts with avocado anymore. But, you know, for the most part, it looks good. It's got a bruise right there, and that new cut will keep more days. So I don't go nuts. I probably could add more, but that's all I'm going to be putting in my salad today. So I got some of this red onion, and I really should use more of it, but I'm trying to, let's get more. We need more onion than that. Let's grab that. All right. We're almost done, which is cool. So we're not even quite at 15 minutes. So 15 minutes to prep what's going to be my lunch and dinner. Not too shabby. All right, so I got more red onion that has just gone in. And this part has that little bottom little pit dude. Peel that, get that in the compost area. And I always just kind of dice it up teeny tiny so there's just a little bit of it in there. Again, like I said, I just don't go crazy with the fats. I have some, but I don't go nuts and eat an entire avocado. That's just way too much, especially for wanting to lose weight and everything. All right, so salad is getting there. The only other thing I add are beans. I tend to add garbanzo beans because it's my favorite. This is a half a cup. And again, I think that's plenty. So I don't go crazy. The cool thing about this particular bowl is it has the little fork and spoon right there for mixing. And it's getting tall. And there's plenty, whatever veggies you want. You know what? There is actually another one that I can add here that I do have that I just didn't think to grab. So I'm going to actually grab it. Let's grab it. I've got some radishes. All right. Grab a couple radishes. You know, that one's kind of, yeah, I'm not going to use that one. But this guy is decent size, so we'll use him. I try to grow my own radishes, and sometimes they do well, and sometimes they don't. My garden, it was such a wet spring that my garden really didn't go and do all that well this year. A lot of my cucumbers were just so overly wet that they grew yellow. Like, you know how like they say, oh, you know, if it gets overripe, it might turn yellow. But my homegrown cucumbers, this was them this year. They all came out yellow. They're not the tastiest things in the world. So I've been slowly trying to eat them, but I did not want them in my salads this week. So yeah, they might be going outside for the critters. It was so wet and just inconsistent with the water and the rain and everything. So they didn't turn out that great. But look at that. I have now filled this. So the other question I'm asked every single time I post a picture of my salads is, what about the dressing? All right, so there are a zillion different whole food plant-based food blogs that have a zillion different recipes for dressings. I haven't ever really used any of them. So my dressing is fairly simple. It is my potato carrot cheese. If you're newer to my channel and my fan page and you haven't heard of this stuff, it tastes like nacho cheese. It's made out of potatoes, carrots, nutritional yeast, lemon juice, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, and a little bit of cayenne, which you can leave out. My husband and I tried it on macaroni over the weekend, so it does work and make a really awesome macaroni and cheese. So when I am dishing half of this up, what I do is I warm up, you can have it cold if you want, but I warm up about 2 tablespoons of this in a little container in the microwave, and I put that on, and then I drizzle. This one's really dirty because it's almost gone. This is my balsamic vinegar, so just Walmart balsamic vinegar. I will drizzle some of this on as well, and that is 99% of the time what I use as my salad dressing. So it is, let's see how much this thing weighs. All right, so it says, and I'll try to see if it'll stay on there long enough to show you. You may not be able to see it. It says 2 pounds, 15.5 ounces. 7 ounces was the container. So you've got 7 pounds and basically 7, 8 ounces. So each time I eat today, I'm going to be having a pound of raw veggies. Some of them microwave cooked, but predominantly raw. I can add things like a strawberry to one of them if I feel like it. Sometimes I will do a sprinkle of about maybe like one tablespoon of maybe sliced almonds or sliced or just chopped walnuts on it once in a while, or pine nuts. I do that not every day. Sometimes I kind of am a little naughty and I put peanuts on it because it's really good. But those technically, the kind I get are technically not compliant, but that's why it's only like a tablespoon. But most of the time, what I'll do is eat it just like this. If I do anything like that extra, like I said, it's only about a tablespoon of almonds, a tablespoon of, walnuts for the most part. But this made me over 2 pounds of salad. When I'm going to my mother's, when we meet them for a picnic, this is what I bring to her house. This is what I bring to the picnic. This is what I bring when I'm on the go. I love the fact it's got these in there that just fit in the top. The other cool thing about this was that it has a little cooler pad that fits in here, and then it has a bottom that locks it into place so it can stay. The cooler thing is the disc is in the freezer, so I can add that to it when I travel. And it's almost 20-minute video time. The majority of it took about 15 minutes to actually make. So it really does not take all that long. And now I've got my lunch for later and I've got my dinner for later. And that is especially nice when you have kids who are not completely whole food plant-based and when you have a husband who doesn't really eat too many salads because of his teeth. So he tends to eat more grains than I do. So there are days where I'm making 3 different dinners, and just to kind of pre-prep my salads for the day makes it so much easier because now I just have to make 2 and not 3. It's so much easier when you're done and you don't feel like chopping to already have it done for you. So even if you did this prep time in the morning for yourself, you've got it. And I'm sure there's containers. Hopefully Aldi's gets them back. It was one of their like special buys, but I'm sure you can find something similar to this at Walmart, and it is pretty darn heavy. So that is how I make my salads. So welcome to the salad challenge. I will post the actual picture of it that I'm having when I have my lunch. I will post my picture of my salad tonight for dinner and each day this week. There are a few things I might do different. I might make my cauliflower taco meat, which is from my Kickstart program, which launches on Monday. So if you're interested in joining us with our Kickstart challenge, it launches on Monday the 9th. And it launches every single month. We restart, but you're able to start at any time. It's just how we structure it in our private Facebook group. And we do little challenges and such and live Q&A videos in there and things like that. So that way, if you need extra help, I'm there for you. So enjoy the challenge. Eat salads all week. Let's see how you do. Let's see if you can manage it. If you can't handle 2, try just one big salad. Think big, okay? So that is the point of today's video. So enjoy the challenge this week. And I will see you all very soon with our Mindset Monday on Monday. And of course, if you join the Kickstart, we have a video on Sunday pre-launching it for Monday. So I will see everybody soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.